Hey there, everyone. My name is Mokestrapman from the guys who play games. Kinda. This is gonna be like a separate recording. This is just gonna be a little thing I'm doing here. So, I'll probably post a picture. It took me not as long as I expected it to. It ended up actually going pretty quick. It only took like half an hour to get that metal coat from a Magnemite. Thankfully, Magnemite's not too rare a counter. It's like 20%. So I have Rocky here. He's got his metal coat. And I've got two versions of my game linked up here. I actually have a slightly different version for this one. You can see... I don't have the sound, but I just have like a Metapod and a Togepi right now. I have the same name and everything, but like these are the Pokemon I just have on me, I guess. Doesn't really matter. And basically, I've got the games linked up here, so we're gonna do this. I got sound enabled for my game. And basically, I'm just going to emulate being linked. I have no idea how this is going to work. I guess we'll see. Because I don't know... Oh, right! Yeah, this funny quirk. In Crystal, if you try to link up, because you can link with Gold Silver... It's a funny thing, yeah. You, like, get made to look like the boy. There's, like, a little bit where you actually see Red Chris, too, which is kind of funny. It still shows I'm in Critique City. It shows everything else properly. It's just, like, a funny thing, so... And now we'll go like this. Please wait. I like how they didn't have dedicated trade music in this game, so instead it's just like... It's a little slow, I'm noticing. Interesting. I did not realize how slow it was. This might be because I'm using speed choice, which might not work super properly with this, but... Yeah, so I think what it is just it doesn't like... Whoops. No. Yeah, the UI isn't perfect. This is probably because I'm playing on speed choice. It isn't super great. But hopefully it's fine. Trade Metapod for Onyx, yes. It's a little clunky, because I think that it's just that speed choice doesn't emulate, or like, the speed choice doesn't do this super well. I assume, I mean, I don't know, maybe it's something else. Maybe it's just this part of the game just doesn't work well on BGB, I don't know. It'd be kind of weird if that was the case, because like, it must just be speed choice. I'm glad it works. I actually wasn't totally sure if this would work on speed choice. I was worried like maybe this like, something breaks if you do it like this. I just realized if I don't have sound on, so I'm going to quickly enable sound on this version, because now Rocky's evolving. Yeah! It might just be... Yeah, I think it's just speed choice graphics are not the greatest. I'm glad it still kind of works. Alright, let's disable the sound there, enable it here. And, I guess... Like, as long as I remember where the cursor actually is, it's fine. Because, like, even though it doesn't visually update, the visuals are a little bugged. But, it definitely, like, everything else works properly. It's just I have to, like, figure it out. That's my B. That's, once again, it's because I'm using speed choice. But, I mean, this is a fun little experience nonetheless. Even if it's a little clunky. Just thanks to speed choice being not probably made for this. I've never actually gotten to do this before, not with Steelix anyways. I've done trade evolutions before with, like, actually real people back in, like, middle school, but not like this. Alright. Trade complete. It looks... I wonder if it's... No, it must just be because of the effect. How do I cancel? There we go. Cancel. Looks clunky, but your friend is ready. Alright. Leave here. You get to see Blue Chris too. Cool. And that's that. My games are linked, and guess what? We've got a Steelix. Rocky is evolved. Hell yeah. It is kind of funny that the first trade evolution you can get, or like the first Pokemon you can trade for is also a trade evolution. So you have to trade Rocky further if you want this guy to evolve. Look at that defense stat now. Whew, he's beefy. Nobody else is even coming close to like above 100 already, and like Steelix is like blown right past that. I think Steelix's defense is base 200, so yeah. Alright. Nicely done. Alright. See you when I resume normal gameplay. Whenever. Woohoo. Hey there, everyone. Turn this down a smidgen. This is Moy Shrapnel from the Guys Who Play Games. Back with some more Pokemon Crystal. And, assuming I actually edited everything and didn't just, like, forget to for some reason, we have a new member of the party! Hooray! Rocky! He's finally a grand old Steelix. Look at this sucker. His attack set isn't diddly squat now, and he has so much defense. Only thing that sucks about Rocky now is now he's slow as molasses, but it's fine. That's, the price you pay. He's so much better in, like, every other aspect. It's like, he can take a speed drop. It's okay, buddy. Anyways, we're gonna go down Route 37 and 38 here. I forgot the name for a sec. Oh wait, I totally realized I forgot I should grab something before we actually head on. It'll be great for Coolfish here. I mean, yeah, I should do it. I mean, you know what it is. It's Sludge Bomb. You can grab that now, and it's like, Sludge Bomb is obviously fantastic for Coolfish. Coolfish doesn't really get much else in the way of poison moves until, like, unless you use that Sludge Bomb TM, so you kind of want that. Do 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 do. Glad I got to see your Pokemon. Yeah. The classic trend, like I said, she's got a Hoppip and a Skiploom. You'll see a lot of that in this part of the game, like I said, you know. Scoot on over. I didn't even mention the Lake of Rage theme. You know, I think, whatchamacallit. I actually have, like, I think I've mentioned this before. I have, like, a saying when it comes to, the music of Kanto and the music of Johto, where I think the remixes of Johto music in Kanto games is like better than the Johto remixes in the Johto games, I guess. Like, I think the Fire Red Leaf Green versions of the Johto songs are way better than the ones you hear in Heart Gold Soul Silver. Like, they're so good in that game. Alright, give me my Sludge Bomb. And then likewise, I think a lot of the Kanto music in Fire Red Leaf Green is kind of boring. It's the same thing, which is what I think of the Johto music in Heart Gold Soul Silver. But Heart Gold Soul Silver's Kanto remixes are fantastic. They're like some of my like the Kanto battle theme in Heart Gold Soul Silver is like one of my favorites of all time for just like RPG battle music. It's so like upbeat and energetic, you know. Like it feels like such a good post-game battle theme. Anyways, let's definitely cheat Sludge Bomb right now. I could keep Headbutt, but I don't know. What would I use Pin Missile on? Are there Pokemon I would actually want to use Pin Missile on? Like, as funny as it is to have Pin Missile, what would I use it on? It's also super unreliable, even if it is a good move for like certain Pokemon. The problem is Sludge Bomb is good against Grass types, which is where a lot of the things you'd want to use Pin Missile on anyways. So yeah, screw it. Because Headbutt is just like a good generic, like I can potentially just cheese extra damage out of it. You know what I mean? I could go explore Mount Mora, but nah. I want to get Fly as soon as I can, just so I don't have to. It makes doing all this stuff so much easier. I don't regret going east first, though, because I really wanted to get that Metal Coat. Because, like, there's going to be a lot of water types, obviously, in the ocean coming up, and it's like, man, Onix would just do nothing there. He would get obliterated by the tiniest bubble. So, you know what I mean? Like, it's just like, I gotta get rid of Onix. Doesn't this guy have Doduo? He's like, fly high into the sky. And then he has Doduo. Which, the funny thing with Doduo and Dodrio is that these guys are often memed for not being able to fly, but being able to, like, they can learn fly. Except, you know, that's not actually true, because if you read the Pokédex entries for Dodo, it actually says that they have wings. They just keep them tucked away. Like, they prefer to run, but they can in fact fly. Anyway, Sludge Bomb is fantastic. Coolfish is just, like, destroying stuff now. This is the power upgrade we really wanted. If I see a Dodo, I'll catch it, but I think the first place you can find Dodo is, like, routes 26 and 27, right? It's those areas. That's where you find Ponyta, too. A lot of, like, for some reason there's a lot of, like, fast Pokemon on those routes. They kind of, like, Dodo could have been somewhere else, but at least, I'd say Ponyta does actually make a lot of sense to be there. Because it is a, like, it evolves at level 40, right? So, you would need to level up a lot if you found it anywhere in Johto to actually get it to evolve. Not that it's that big a deal, because Ponyta has, like, great stats for a Pokemon that can still evolve. I think in Gen 1 it actually has, like, the best stats of any Little Cup Pokemon, basically. Hey look, it's our buddy Magnemite. Thank you for your duty. It's crazy that they just decided to not have Magnemite here. It'd be so much more of a pain to get Metal Coat. And I mean, you can't get Voltorb in Johto, so they could have done it for Magnemite too. But I mean, to be fair, if they did that, like, what electric types could you use in Crystal? Like, you would basically, the only electric types you would get would be from the egg. Old Odd Egg, like, what's the first electric type you can even find in Crystal? In fact, you know what, let me look, actually, like, right now. Actually, I'm gonna get this guy's phone number, because I like him. Because he, like, gives you, like, funny little, like, tips. He's a gossiper, funny enough, of all things. Alright, so I want to quickly check my Pokédex here. So, if you don't, like, other than Magnemite, who can you get? Like, you can get Growlithe pretty early on. By the way, I kept forgetting to mention Togepi in my baby list, but Togepi isn't in the odd egg anyways, so it's not that big a deal. Imagine if the odd egg could give you Togepi. Like, wouldn't that be funny? You can get 2 Tokepis. That kind of mess things up. I mean, you can get a pseudo-electric type from some of these Pokemon, because, like, obviously a lot of, like, more psychic-esque Pokemon and normal types can learn Thunder Punch, so... And even, like, you know, like the Nidos. Stuff that's, like, psychic-esque or, like, kaiju-esque. Magnemite is the first thing that shows up, and then obviously you can get Voltorb and Electrode as, like, static encounters in the Rocket Hideout, which is nice. And it is nice how it's, like, you know, Magnemite's on the west and then a Voltorb's on the east. It's kind of nice how they, like synergize like that. It's, like, symmetrical. I mean, Mankey can learn Thunderbolt and stuff. It probably actually does get decent use out of that in this game. I think Giraffrig can learn the electric moves too. Obviously, Tauros and Miltank can. I haven't even seen Elekid or Electabuzz. Jolteon! Yeah, that's one. It's a little... I mean, if you're playing Gold Silver, it's like a pain to get Jolteon, but... I mean, if you're playing Gold Silver, you can just get Flappy and Mareep, so... Yeah, man, I mean, that's something that people often don't even realize. Like, you don't think about this stuff. People love to meme on the original Diamond Pearl Pokedex for how if you don't pick Chimchar as your starter, the only fire type available is Ponyta. But fire and electric have always been rare types. People often underestimate how rare they actually are. Like, in Crystal specifically, the only regular wild electric type you can catch is Magnemite. Every other electric type available is either, like, you evolve Eevee, or it's, like, a static encounter like Voltorb. And that's 3 total. So, like, if you don't want a Jolteon, or, like, even just you want multiple evolutions, you have to breed to, you know, get Jolteon and another one. And if you, you know, forget to catch one of the Electrode or Voltorbs, you just can't get it again until Kanto. You have to go I think you can catch them in the power plant, surely. And of course there's the odd egg, but the odd egg is obviously crystal only. If you're playing Gold Silver, you can get Flaffy, you know, Mareep and all them, but Mareep is an early encounter, and like, in exchange for Mareep, it's like, you're not getting Jolteon. Most people are not going to get Jolteon during a playthrough, because getting a Thunderstone from Mystery Gift is potentially not even possible unless you know enough people. And, like, get lucky with Mystery Gift. And it's the same issues with, like, Voltorb and whatever. I guess you can also obviously get Pichu from the Odd Egg too, but that's, you know, obviously, once again, that's crystal only. Like, that is surprisingly, like... Oh, it's nighttime now. Nice. Like, it is funny how it's like that. Last Dana. Hey, look, speaking of electric types, she has a Flaffy. I can't get that. I think it's funny that one of the few electric types that they had, and they got rid of it in Crystal. I think it makes sense, honestly. Like, people complain about it, but it's like everybody uses Mareep and Flaffy and Ampharos in their playthrough. It's such a common, like, Pokemon to use. Nah, we won't learn Screech. Steelix has Screech. Screech is honestly not a bad move, even. Like, especially in the early gens where, like, raising your attack is not exactly easy to do. Like, Swords Dance is a TM in Gen 1, but you're not doing that in... You know, it's not a TM in Gen 2, so... The only real way you're getting it is through, like... There's a couple Pokemon that learn Swords Dance by level up. Oh, I'm gonna send out Rocky against the first Water-type trainer we fight? Nah. I think this guy's, like, Krabby. And maybe Kingler? He might be one of those guys. Oh, it's Wooper. I must be thinking of something else. You know, the funny thing is, I think I'm thinking of Heart Gold Soul Silver ROM hack. You remember Storm Silver and whatever the Heart Gold one was by Drayano? He made like Blaze Black and Volt Whites. You know, he made he's well known for making like the like ROM hacks of like the other various Pokemon games that are meant to be more like just like sort of like replay through games. It's like plus versions, you know, just more Pokemon and moves and stuff. Oh yeah, right, this lady. I'm glad I didn't switch actually because I'm pretty sure she has a Corsola. This trainer's new to Crystal actually, one of the few new trainers. They gave her a Corsola, and I think this is the only time you can see Corsola, because there are no other trainers that use Corsola. We'll use Confusion. I am not surprised, even with Jinx's high special attack. Confusion's obviously weak, and also Corsola is surprisingly like tanky. Corsola's not a bad playthrough mon, honestly. Like, it gets like Recover and Mirror Coat, which is like such a fun move combo to have, especially in game where trainers are really predictable. Like, people like to act like those abilities aren't that great for a playthrough, like it's better, but like trainers are so predictable. You know what I mean? Like, you can sweep through a lot of trainers by just spamming Mirror Coats. Because at the very least in the console games, or I guess like the cartridge games, they don't have their AI. I'm pretty sure does not account for like spamming Mirror Coats. If you were playing, say, Stadium 2, they do actually react to you spamming the counter moves, and will like start randomly using moves to try to like throw you off. But the cartridge games do not do that. Hey. Forget what level, I know that Onyx and Steel, I think only Steelix learns Crunch, or is it Dragon Breath? One of those two moves that is like Steelix's level up move set is exactly the same as Onyx, except it learns one additional move after Onyx. So I won't actually, I might not even know in this playthrough if I don't level him up enough. I don't know. Rocky does evolve very easily, or like level up very easily, obviously, but still. And everyone knows about the little milk tanks here, and if you look right in the middle of them, hey, nice nuggets. Hell yeah. Anyways, make sure to talk to this guy. Once you talk to this guy, you're allowed to give Moo over here berries. Alright, how many berries? I think you need like 8 berries. Yeah, I'm good then. Let's count actually. 2, 3, because I think it's like it gets a little healthier at every 3, and then on the 8th one it's cured. I actually lost count, but I don't know by how many berries I have. There we go. Moo! Nice. We're feeding Moo Moo. I love these little girls. And of course, now that we've done that, we can talk to this guy, and he'll give us a thing of Moo Moo milk. I mean, he'll let us buy one. And we can grab TM13 Snore. There's actually 2 TM13s in this game, funny enough. I think the other one is in, like, I think it's in Dark Cave. It's, like, in the Blackthorn area of Dark Cave. So you can actually get Snore twice for some reason. I wouldn't say it's particularly useful, but, like, if you use it in combo with the Rest TM, it's not the worst. I think you would usually prefer Rest Sleep Talk, but, like, if you just want a standard attack, it's not bad. So, a lot of people get confused by how this guy works, because if you talk to him after you bought a thing of Moo Moo milk, you can't buy another one. In Hard Gold Soul Silver, this is not an issue, because you can just keep buying milk from him. But in this game, he actually, there's like he actually checks if you have Moo Moo milk in your inventory. And if you have any Moo Moo milk in your inventory, you can't buy more. So what you can do is, I will give my Moo Moo milk to Gyarados there, and I can buy another thing of Moo Moo milk. Because as long as it's not in your inventory, you can just buy more. So you can actually get more than you're like supposed to be able to. I'll get 3. Obviously, you know, Moo Milk is a fantastic item because it's extremely cost effective. 100 HP for only 500 is like ridiculous returns. Considering that's like the same cost as a super potion, it's double for the same price. Like, that's very good, obviously. Alright, I can fight these two. I think these guys both have Pikachus. Actually, it might just be the dude has a Pikachu. The lady might have, like... What would she even have? Is she also Pikachu? Yeah, okay. I wasn't 100% sure. Because I know that only one of them gives you their phone number. The dude, like, wants you to have a... Does he want you to have a Pichu or a Pikachu? I forget, actually. I'll check. Actually, I don't think he actually tells you. I think that's something you have to like just have a Pikachu on you. But like, since you can't get Pikachu until Kanto, unless you hatch one from the odd egg, you can't really get his phone number for a while, unless you like trade one over. I mean, it's pretty obvious because he has a Pikachu and he like brings attention to it. He's like, let me brag about my Pikachu, and like they're obviously themed around Pikachu, which is kind of funny. The other one had a Raichu. Which, like, can I just point out he had a Raichu that was, like, level 14, and now, like, all these areas later, and we're fighting a Pichu at level 17. It's like, this guy is, like, a joke. But he's all about the style. He doesn't care about the power. He wants his Pikachu to be cute, so I don't blame him. Does he actually say anything about that? Yeah, he's just, Pikachu is it, don't you agree? So, obviously, if you have a Pikachu, you know, he'll, be like, holy shit, you have a Pikachu. We'll use Jinx here. I think this guy's Poliwhirl. You can actually see us from pretty far away for once. How about a Pokemon battle? Yup, yup. Like, I want to say this guy has, like, Poliwhirl and, like, Mankey or something like that. I think he has a fighting type, but I'm not sure. It's kind of funny that you have hybrid trainers like this, where this guy is just, he's basically, what if a hiker and a swimmer, like, got, like, into a freak DNA accident, so he uses, like, water and fighting types. I guess that's more of a black belt, but I think of it more like a hiker, because they're, like, the stocky dudes. And hikers also tend to have, like, Machop and stuff. Of course, he also had Eradicate. That's actually, like, one of those, like, standout pokes, like... But it's just because everybody can use Eradicate, you know? Rats are everywhere, right? Anyways, there's another new trainer over here, and this trainer's unique because, she's another one of those nighttime trainers, and she isn't the officer. She is a Pokefan who only fights you at nighttime. Pokefan Jamie, and she has a Meowth, yeah. And she has a Meowth because she makes reference to the fact that you can find Meowth. Like, this trainer is interesting because she isn't really intended to be a hard fight or anything, obviously. Like, her Pokemon are actually lower level than some of the other trainers, but she has a Meowth, and you can find Meowth on the routes, I believe at nighttime if you look around, because cats, you know, nocturnal, all that jazz. And if you talk to her after the fight, I met Meowth that night, right here on Route 39. Seems to like it when I train here. Because she is referencing a new mechanic to Crystal specifically. Hey, look, there's a Meowth. What are the chances? I can find a wild Meowth that's like actually higher level than hers. Where... Wow, this level 18 Meowth is faster than me. Holy crap. Where, in this game... I'm having a little trouble speaking because I'm a little gassy. In this game specifically, your Pokemon gain like twice as much friendship when you're on the route that you caught them, which is actually like very nice mechanic. And if you know that it exists, it can make friendship evolutions like really easy to get. Also, I love that like they make use of this split path that you have after Ecruteak, where the rival can show up in multiple different spots, and because of that, instead he doesn't fight you because obviously they didn't want to bother like coding in like they could have made two different teams and just had it like pick which one based on what you did, but instead they use it to just give you more encounters with the rival, you know? Like, he just shows up and goes boo-hoo and, you know, does his jerk stuff. And of course, I guess you can get Voltorb with a Krabby trade, which is nice. I always think it's this guy, because this guy has the Fisher model, but it's this guy. You talk to him here, and he gives you a good rod. Hell yeah. We have ourselves a new angler. And oh yeah, of course. Your Pokemon look like lightweights. Teach them some strength. Heck yeah, now we can finally move boulders. It's funny that you get the ability to use strength way before you actually get the HM for it. Because you get strength usage from Whitney's TM, but you can't possibly get strength until at least dealing with Pseudo Whittle, which you can't do until after Whitney, obviously. I could technically teach this to Steelix, because it's not like Headbutts can be useful for it anyways, but I like keeping my options open. We can teach strength later if need be. I guess I'll sell my stuff. Because I picked up a couple of things, right? I picked up that nugget. Heck yeah. Boom, there's some money. You know, I'll buy some balls. Like, why not? Just in case, I don't know. I picked up that rod because... Oh, you know what? There is another electric type you can buy in this game. I didn't even think about this. Once you get the good rod, you can fish up Chinchou, of course. Duh. Stupid me. That's like one of the like main appeals. And it's cool because once you get this good rod in Olivine, and there's a lot of, but no ticket. Because you get a lot, there's like a lot of like new Pokemon show up here. Like you can find Shelder in the water here, and of course you can immediately have a Water Stone evolve into Cloyster, which is nice. Oh, you can find Chinchou here too. Oh, look at that. Chinchou is a really cool Pokemon in this game because like Chinchou might be one of the best actual counters to other water types in Gen 2. It even starts with Thunder Wave, which is a fantastic move. Because, you know, like, the problem that many things have when they're trying to counter water types is that water types almost always can learn Ice Beam, and, like, the combo of Surf Ice Beam is, like, only resisted by other water types. Right? Because grass types obviously can't switch in and easily deal with an Ice Beam. And electric types don't resist water, so they can't easily just switch into a powerful Surf or Hydro Pump either. Also, I think it's Monday. So I believe... Yeah, here's Monica. You know, from the famous game Doki Doki Panic. It's a stupid joke. Does this guy have different dialogue if you talk to him? There's one trainer, there's one NPC here who it actually has a special thing where he like rolls a random number when you talk to him, and if it's a 0, he says one thing, and if it's a 1, he says another thing. All this stuff is like totally different in the Japanese version because the battle tower isn't actually open. Because one of the many like there's a couple things that changed a lot in Crystal, and one of them is the battle tower. In the Japanese version, Crystal's battle tower is done exclusively through the... Is this the guy? I think it's a youngster guy who says it. Yeah, there you go, Pokegear. Alright, I'm gonna be right back, actually. Okay, we're back. I might get interrupted more, but hopefully it's fine. I mean, if I do, whatever. So yeah, this guy's unique. He actually, like, he'll react to both your Pokegear and your Pokedex. He just picks a random one. But yeah, the battle tower is completely different than the Japanese version. It's, like, based on, like, the mobile adapter. Like, it uses the cell phone feature of Game Boy Color. Like, the battle tower is actually, like, insane. in the Japanese version. It's like, what the hell? How'd they even like figure? I don't even know how they like. Game Freak was cracked, I swear, on the Game Boy. Like, it's crazy that they were just doing stuff like that. The Battle Tower looks real nice in Crystal too. But yeah, it's actually not open by default in the Japanese version because of that. Because you need to actually like have the mobile adapter and do all this stuff to, like, you fight like actual players' teams basically. Whereas, because they didn't bring it over to, you know, the international version, instead they like completely changed it to what is pretty commonly accepted as the standard format for Battle Tower in later games, actually, where you can just fight preset teams of NPC Pokemon, where like they'll just pick from like a pool of Pokemon and just throw you out against that, which is also really cool. Like it's cool that like they didn't just like be like, oh, it's just closed, lol. Like they actually like completely adapted and like changed it to make sure we could still do it. Like it's the same thing with the Odd Egg, where the Japanese version, the Odd Egg is like a thing from the mobile adapter where you can like download an egg ticket and exchange it for the Odd Egg. In exchange for being more of a pain, the Japanese Odd Egg does have the benefit of having a 50% chance of being shiny, whereas for us it's about a 14% give or take. But obviously in exchange, you know, we don't have to, you know, we always get the Odd Egg, whereas, you know, the Japanese version, you have to have all that mobile adapter stuff. Like, all these trainers and, like, outside here talking about it are, like, different in the Japanese version, too. Like, they'll check if it's open or not. There's so many differences here. It's actually, like, insane. And like, there's so many cool things with the Battle Tower. Like, did you know that the Battle Tower in the Japanese version has error handling, where if you, like, intentionally try to send, like, glitch Pokemon or glitch moves to someone's game, like if you try to send that out and someone tries to fight you, what it'll do is if it's a glitch Pokemon, it'll turn your Pokemon into Smeargle. And I think it'll just like, I forget what it does for glitch moves, but like it turns your glitch Pokemon into Smeargle because of course Smeargle can learn any move. So no matter what glitch Pokemon you try to send in, Smeargle is probably compatible with the moves you give it. Unless it's like Self-Destruct or Explosion, because Smeargle can't actually learn those, but it's cool. There's a lot that goes into it. There's so many cool things. And oh, what was the other thing? Right, the fishing. So fishing in this game is actually very unique because unlike in every other Pokemon game, by the way, I love that they actually fucked up with this NPC. He's too close because for some reason they moved him in Western versions. So you can see him just appear in. For some reason they moved him over. I'm not sure why. It's not an issue in other versions, but let me see if I can actually, since it is nighttime, let me see if I can fish up what I'm talking about. I forget where you can fish this guy up. But in Gen 2 games only, there is a special like system setup where there's a one like you can fish up multiple Pokemon obviously, but for Good Rod and Super Rod, there's actually 4 Pokemon you can fish up in a lot of areas. And what it is that the 4th Pokemon you can fish up actually uses like a special table where it actually checks for the time of day. And if it's like daytime, it's one Pokemon. If it's nighttime, it's another. So in this game only, there's actually daytime and nighttime fishing Pokemon. That has never come back in any other Pokemon game. Every other game, it's just the same no matter where, like what time of day it is. And in this game, they actually use it for Staryu and Corsola. So you can actually only fish up Staryu at nighttime, and Corsola can only be fished up during the day. But I forget where they are. Because obviously they're not... I can't run away from Magikarp, that's funny. They're obviously not in every, you know, body of water, but... they're usually in, like, the ocean ones. I'm not sure where it is. It might be Olivine, specifically, because I think it changes when you walk into Olivine. Even though it's connected, so you think it'd be the same. And of course, there's the harbor that has, like, Chinchou and I think Shelter as, like, a rarer one. I don't remember which body of water it is, but, like, just know, like, it's a very cool thing exclusive to this game. It's a little unfortunate. It's actually a bit underused because Corsola and Staryu are the only ones they do it for. Every other one is just used to like slightly change odds, maybe. But I guess that's fair because Staryu especially is actually a very, very, very good Pokemon in Gen 2. So it makes sense that they make it like a rare encounter that you have to like go out of your way to get. I guess I'm not gonna find it, so we'll just leave it here. I'll just keep going. We'll do the lighthouse and I'll call it quits because I have to help. I have to actually like make dinner because, geez, I'm hungry. Anyways, I know the lighthouse is a fun little climb. I do appreciate that in Heart Gold Soul Silver, 2 of the trainers from the lighthouse here talk about. Actually, I'm not sure which gentleman it is, but like 2 of these trainers show up in Jasmine's gym in Heart Gold Soul Silver, and they don't fight you because you already fought them in, in the lighthouse in the original game. Or I guess in, Heart Gold Soul Silver they specifically, because in the original Gold Silver Crystal they actually don't do that, which is a bit of a missed opportunity. I do like that they capitalized on that in Heart Gold Soul Silver. 1 damage though, like fuck. Steelix is so bulky. I'm going to be using a Steelix a lot in here because obviously with all the water trainers on the next round and Chuck, Steelix is not going to be seeing any use out in the ocean at all, so might as well use him in here while we can. Men of the Sea are always spoiling for a good fight. And then he sends out a tadpole. How quaint. I shouldn't have bothered with Headbutt, because of course it's faster. Poliwag has 90 base speed, and Steelix has like 30. My speed is lower than my level. My speed is almost lower than Poliwag's level, in fact, so like, yeah. I'm not gonna be outspeeding. In fact, I should probably switch, because like, yeah, I'm not outspeeding these guys, so like... I'll probably be using Quillfish a lot, because it actually matches up pretty well with being resistant and having Sludge Bomb. I can just, like, blast them. Theoretically, I could have gotten rid of Spikes, but, like, come on, Spikes is a fun move. I'll probably get a decent amount of use out of that once I get to the Elite Four. For everyone other than, like, Will, because Will will just obliterate Quillfish on turn 1. Oh, the Goldenrod's bargain sale. Should I go there? Maybe I'll go there after I finish the lighthouse, and we'll end it there. Fun fact about that bargain sale. There's 2 bargain sales that are possible to get, and the way it works is that it's literally just, once you've beaten the Elite Four, you get the second bargain sale. The second bargain sale are slightly different items, but generally it's like better stuff. Oh, it's this guy, right. This is basically like the bird version of the Magikarp guy. He has like 5 Pidgeys, I think. So you're going to be throwing a lot of rocks here. Even though Rocky doesn't get stab on his rock throws anymore, this is still probably stronger than Onix. Just because I think Rocky's attack set is like doubled now. Like, it's a big deal. I wonder if we're gonna... Should I teach Iron Tail once we get that? I do appreciate that the levels are different. Like, they did vary it a little bit. It is funny to see a guy with like a level 15 Pidgey and a level 17 Pidgey, a level 19 Pidgey. Are the other two 16 and 18? Or are they copying levels? Nope, they're copying levels. Alright, I gotta headbutt these lower level ones because I'm running out of rocks. Can't throw rocks all day, man. There's only so many rocks you can throw before you start throwing, like, gravel, and that's not very effective. Then it's just sand attack. Nicely done, Rocky. Nice job. Cold Fusion's on me. You really are concerned. Do. This is probably the gentleman. Actually, it can't be, because he talks about traveling the world. There's a gentleman that you see in Jasmine's gym, but I'm not even sure. That's the problem with that added detail is neither of these gentlemen actually even talk about Jasmine. It's like there's no way to know which one is which. I do like how gentlemen's use like Pokemon that are typically like associated with like pets. It's like he uses Growlithe because it's a dog, and then he uses the other gentleman uses Noctowl because people also like to keep birds. They use like loyal Pokemon essentially, which is like a nice thing in these games, and they do kind of extend that in later games. Although as games progressed in Pokemon, they tended to get less strict, which is probably for the best. Even though it is cute that they like stuck so hard to these themes in the early games, because sometimes it is nice to just see more Pokemon. I know that last Connie here is, I think she, what does she have? Does she have a Meryl? Yeah, she's the one that shows up in the gym in Heart Gold Soul Silver. She's the girl. Fun fact about last Connie, a weird thing with her actually, is that she actually has a second unused party in the game, which suggests that she was going to be like rematchable. But she only has 2. There's just 2 versions of her, and you can't get her phone number in any version of the game. So, actually, I think there might be, there actually might be a 3 or 4. I don't remember how many there are, but there's multiple Connie parties for some reason, but you can never rematch her, so they're just completely unused. For some reason, I don't know where that comes from, but it's just a weird thing. Is this guy mandatory to fight? I wonder if there's any trainers in here who can have dialogue that sounds weird, because like this guy is like, oh, Jasmine won't even smile these days, but I forget if this guy has to be fought on the way up. Like, doesn't this just lead to a TM? Couldn't you ignore him and then come back and he's like, oh, Jasmine won't even smile these days, like after you've actually like solved everything? Wouldn't that be weird? I don't remember if that's the case though. I can't manage a smile either. Like, let me see. Speaking of sick, I heard there's a good pharmacy in Cianwood. Now, everyone knows about the fact that there's a beta house in Olivine City. The house actually still exists in the map, but it's like, I mean, the entrance to the house actually still exists in the map, but it's in the top left corner. It's at like coordinate 00. And in that house is a woman that talks about the pharmacy in Ecruteak. So at some point the pharmacy was actually in Ecruteak City rather than in Cianwood. Which is a cool little like thing to find out from beta content like that. It's interesting that it actually like exists on the map still, rather than just being an unused map script or something like that. Critical hit. I think it's funny, by the way, that Jinx actually learns like really strong physical moves. Like it learns Body Slam and Thrash, but it has such a pathetically low like physical attack stat. It's like a weird thing. I guess that's kind of compensation. It's like they gave it a poor attack stat, so at least they gave it like good moves to use. Hey, nice rare candy. Alright, now we can go over here and actually do this. I think if you walk straight into this hole, you drop right in front of this, yeah, dude. You gotta go around if you want to avoid the trainer. Because it's cute that they do that, because obviously it's more effort to do that. And you can't know until you actually fall into the hole and he gets ya. He's just a level 20 Poliwhirl, though. Obviously, all these trainers are very low level because, you know, we're on the other side of the split, right? So, like, in order, if you came here right away, our levels would be, like, more like in the mid-20s, so they'd be a little tougher. And that's kind of the unfortunate thing about this split, but that's kind of just the results of that'll always happen when you have non-linear sections like this. There's really not much they can do. They could scale it, but like, how do they scale all these trainers? You know what I mean? Like, that's a lot. Like, you can, it's pretty easy if you scale, like, major trainers. You know, like, they could have scaled the gym leaders, maybe. But, like, scaling all these guys is a lot. I could have fought Price by now, too, actually, thinking about it. But I decided not to, because it's like, might as well do them all at once. We can do, like, a big gym palooza, basically. Where I'll probably end this part after we beat this lighthouse. And then next part I'll like, oh man, I have to go through the whole ocean to fight dudes though. So a lot of trainers in the ocean. But that might be where I just do all 3 gyms all at once. And we'll see where we go from there. I think we're pretty much done here. Because I'm just gonna I'm gonna make sure to grab the item. Yeah, there it is. Jasmine sees me come up here and then I just walk right by her to pick something off the floor. It's gasping for air. I do think it's a little weird that in this game where Ampharos is sick and like they know where they can get medicine, but they just, nobody does it. So they have to get some random trainer to do it. Like, it does feel like a bit of a flimsy excuse. Like, you're telling me all these sailors can't just go across the ocean? Isn't that literally their job? Nobody wants to go pick up medicine for Ampharos, even though it's like... I guess to be fair, in the case of the sailors, it actually does make sense, because they can't sail without the lighthouse, because that's kind of the whole point of the lighthouse. Is to make sure sailors don't crash into the walls. But, like, I don't know, like, couldn't they just come at daytime when you can actually see? Or I don't know how that works, though, so... If I'm wrong about that, fair enough. I think we'll end it here. Maybe it's a bit of a shorter part. I don't actually know because I left for a little bit, but we've done some stuff. I will point out that in this game only, the battle tower is available before we've even like you can do the battle tower as soon as you get here. So since our Pokemon are like do we have 3? I mean, before we actually do have 3 level 30s. I could do the level 30 tier and get my ass kicked because all the Pokemon here are rocking competitive movesets and have good stats. Like they have good DVs and stat experience and items and stuff, whereas I would just get blasted instantly. But you can do it right now. Which is like this is the only time this has ever been possible, and which is like really cool. I think that'll be it for this part. I'm trying to think. Was there something else I wanted to mention? I mean, there is a Battle Tower speedrun where basically they just speedrun to see, you know, how fast can you start a new game and beat the Battle Tower, which they accept beating the Battle Tower is just beating any level bracket, because obviously a full like game like beat every level bracket at the Battle Tower, because it go in this game only it's really cool. It's it's level 10, level 20, level 30. Talked about that plenty of times, right? In this game only, it's segmented into 10 different level brackets, which is really cool because like I've mentioned it many times before, it gives a reason for a lot of the underleveled Pokemon in this game to exist, right? You can catch, like level 5 Furrets in Kanto, and then you could level that up and use that in the Battle Tower if you wanted at level 10. Isn't that cool? Furret's not a great Pokemon, mind you, but at level 10, there's not a lot of like super strong Pokemon at level 10, so it's not like it's that bad. As long as you like train it and give it, like basically just pump it full of vitamins, make sure its DVs are decent, and then just like grind level 2 Pokemon so you can at least get its stat experience up to a decent amount. And like a lot of people will, during that speedrun, will be like, well, why don't you can do the Battle Tower as soon as you get here, can't you just try to do level 10? Like they're like, oh, just grab an Abra and teach it the elemental punches and psychic, that'll do good, right? And it's like, bro, Abra will get steamrolled by basically every Pokemon in here. It is way too weak. you have to beat the Elite Four because you need like you need Thunderbolt from like the move tutor guy, right? They use Jolteon, Onyx, and Skarmory at level 10 because those are just like it's just like the easiest and best combo of Pokemon you can get, basically. It's really cool. Like that speedrun is really interesting because you route it obviously a bit differently to account for the fact that you need those 3 Pokemon. Like you need the Thunderstone for Jolteon. You get like certain TMs. You get the money for Thunderbolt. It's cool. Anyways, that'll be it for this part. I guess next time will be the ocean and then probably the 3 gyms. So yeah, see you guys later.